Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll show you how to make Ejjeh, which is a Lebanese omelette. This is my mum's recipe. It's a vegetarian dish that my family has always made, which we usually eat on meat-free Fridays. Please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss out on any other content that I'm putting out. For this recipe, we're going to need 4 eggs, some green or red capsicums, a medium tomato, mint and fresh oregano, some parsley. Flat leaf parsley is best. I usually use spring onion and also yellow onions. This recipe also calls for plain flour and bicarb soda, baking soda, and half a cup of water. Dice up all the vegetables and mince the fresh herbs thinly. Here's what the vegetables and herbs will look like. First crack and beat the eggs and then mix until it's well combined. Then add in the chopped vegetables and the minced herbs into the bowl. We're going to use some spices, which really makes it different from a normal omelette. 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of allspice, 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, and we're going to give it a really thorough mix just to make sure that there's no clumps of herbs or spices. Here you can see that it's a very thick mixture, and we're going to add some water to it to thin it out. I know this is a bit weird. It needs to be a thinner consistency so that it turns into a light and fluffy omelette. And then add in half a cup of plain flour. Mix it until the flour is very well combined and so that there are no clumps. Next, we're going to heat the saucepan and pour some olive oil into it. We need the olive oil to cover the bottom of the saucepan. I don't like to use too much olive oil to start with. I rather portion it out across the cook. We can start adding in portions of the omelette mix. In this pan, I usually make about 3 omelettes. You can choose to make one big pan-sized omelette. You can also use this recipe to bake it as a bake in the oven. Personally, I like it better fried. It adds to the flavour and to the puffiness and texture of the omelette. You can see that the edges are now getting a bit puffy, and that's actually what we want to happen. I usually wait until it's about 3/4 cooked through and then flip them over using an egg slide. You can see that it's nice and golden brown and puffy, and that's thanks to the baking soda and the water that we've added. We don't want to put too much baking soda as it will overpower the rest of the flavours in the dish. There are 2 other versions of Lebanese Ejjeh which I'll be making a video for. One is made using the inside of zucchinis and the other is made with mostly parsley. They are both more like deep fried fritters, and of course both recipes are delicious. This recipe makes 12 to 14 omelettes, depending on the size of your pan. Look how appetizing this looks, and it's so delicious. It's a great way to add vegetables into your diet, and it's very nutritious. Like most omelettes, it's actually best served warm. However, this recipe actually tastes good cold as well. I usually have it with some Lebanese bread or on its own. I hope you give it a go, and I'd love to hear how you went with it in the comments down below. That's all for me now, and I'll see you in the next video. Please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss out on any other content that I'm putting out.